Do we think that this administration is
this administration ready to take actions or sanctions against anyone found by the U.S. intelligence responsible for the murder?
The United States, first of all, I should say, we've been very clear that the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, it was a horrific crime. That, of course, is going to be at the center of the report that we have been speaking to. This was enshrined in legislation that the administration should provide an unclassified version of the report to Congress. As then DNI designate Avril Haines first said, we intend to comply with the law. And as my White House counterpart has said, we will do that. We will be in a position to do that very soon. Of course, this is a crime that, as I said before, shocked the conscience. I expect that we will be in a position before long to speak to steps to promote accountability going forward for this horrific crime.
How do you think it will change the relationship between the United States and the kingdom, assuming that the president agrees with what the IC conclusions are?
Well, I think, as I said, when it comes to Secretary Blinken, the same applies to President Biden, that he has full faith and confidence in our intelligence community. And I think you will see that reflected, I should say, in the aftermath of the release of this report. When it comes to the bilateral relationship with Saudi Arabia, President Biden has said that we will review the entirety of that relationship to make sure that it advances the interests of the American people and to ensure that it reflects the values the United States brings to that partnership. Since very early in this administration, we have taken steps to bring that relationship in accord with our interests and our values. We have spoken of our efforts to end the military conflict in Yemen, the changes we have made to the relationship in that regard, including when it comes to future arms transfers. We have spoken to concerns when it comes to human rights. We have welcomed certain steps that the Saudis have taken to move that in a better direction. And we continue to call on Saudi Arabia to take additional such steps. At the same time, we also know that Saudi Arabia is a key partner on many priorities. We, of course, have been very clear that we condemn the attacks on Saudi territory that have been perpetrated from Yemen by Houthi terrorists. And we will continue to stand with our Saudi partners as they defend themselves from these outrageous attacks. This relationship, to be sure, is multifaceted, but we want to ensure that we bring those facets much closer in line with our interests and our values. And this is an important part of that, this being the release of that report and the accountability that will ensue. Connor.
On that point of accountability, does the administration believe that so far there has been accountability for the murder of Jamal Khashoggi?
Connor, look, I think the release of this report, when that time comes, will be an important step in that direction. It's an important step in the direction of transparency. Transparency, as it often is an element of accountability. I wouldn't expect the accountability to stop there, however, but I wouldn't want to go beyond that at this stage.
Can I ask this